content is nothing more than pain avoidance. If you're consuming content, if you're watching videos, if you're watching YouTube videos, if you're watching anything and it's not what you should be doing, you are avoiding pain. I understand this because this is exactly what I've been doing. See, I committed to a few things this month. I committed to stop watching YouTube videos and content. I committed to making one video every single day and pushing it out onto my social medias just like this, and doing that as a pure creative exercise, not a consumptive exercise, which is watching stuff, a passive exercise. I've also committed to changing my life, essentially, which includes waking up earlier, waking up at 5 a.m. every single day or earlier, stop watching content, get a job, basically focus only on content creation, working and working out. And so that's been my plan to change my life. And it's been working. It's been working great. But this week in particular, I had a work project due and I decided to procrastinate. What I did with that time instead is that I watched content. I watched about 3 movies. I watched at least 3 podcasts, a few other videos here and there in between. And basically, looking back, I realized that instead of doing the work, the hard work that would require actual thinking, I wanted to pacify myself. I wanted to do what was comfortable to me, which everybody has this pattern. If you've ever been sat down in front of a TV, if you've ever had for you younger kids, an iPad put in front of you as you were a kid growing up, anything like that, your parents pacified you by putting you in front of a screen and having you watch something. Okay, for me growing up, it was things like Sesame Street, as a toddler, or even a little bit later, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, right? All these different cartoons that we watched and love. And, you have to think about your parents. They need to do shit, right? They can't just be, taking care of you every second of every hour of every day. So what do? They put you in front of a screen, and that bought them, a few hours of time for them to do the shit that they need to do as an adult to live in this world. And that fucked us up, because now, just like how we as little kids, as little babies maybe even, that we were pacified with content, now we ourselves are pacifying ourselves with that same content. Only difference is we're watching different stuff, but it's still an ingrained pattern in us that a lot of people don't even have the self-awareness to understand that, okay, when things get tough, when I want that little piece of comfort, when I want that pacifier in my mouth, I'm going to go for that little slice of comfort, which is the screen, whether it's the computer screen, the TV screen, that screen filled with content that I love, that little dopamine hit. All of that is so ingrained in us that if we don't completely avoid it, we'll never get off of that vice. For me, that's my last vice, is watching content. And I can tell you, I am addicted. And the fact that I stopped working and started watching content and procrastinated my work project just shows how addicted I am to this stuff. I can't dispute the proof here. And if you've ever procrastinated on something and you knew that you should be spending your time working instead of watching some shit, now you know why you're doing it. Now you know why it's so important to quit this vice now and forever. Of course, you're going to watch content at some point, okay? That's inevitable. That's just the world that we live in. Especially if you want to be a content creator. I mean, it's just going to be inevitable that you're going to watch something. It's going to be inevitable that somebody is going to tell you about this cool video and you should check it out. So I don't know. I don't know what life looks like to not watch content at all. But I know one thing is for sure is that and I think we have tipped the scale too far in the wrong direction. So if you have some self-awareness, look at your own life, look at your own schedule, and ask yourself, are you watching content 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, 2-3 hours a day? If that's the case, you know what you need to do.